just as loving as before. Last night I held you once again to me. Everything the way it used to be. All those things we said we'd do, I knew at last were coming true. I could feel your love again for me. And then the dawn, and I opened up my eyes upon the day.
Look, Matt. It's a map to the haunted graveyard.
The images I tried to hold, they bled instead inside my head. Once again a memory away.
Hey, you guys, what are you doing? Aren't you going to go trick-or-treating?
Promise not to leave came true, I know. After all, your love still haunts me so. The ghostly image of your face, the memory of a soft embrace, the things that in my dreams will never come.
Do you think he's really going to come?
Boys, I'm not so sure this was such a good idea.
Why? Don't think the goats are really going to show up?
In this graveyard on Halloween night? Oh, there'll be ghosts, all right. But your parents are going to think I put you up to this.
But you have to come. You're the one who actually spent the night in a real haunted house. Did you ever see a real ghost?
I've seen a lot worse than ghosts, my friends. Have you ever heard the story of the Delta Swamp Monster?
The Kings tip off the basketball season later tonight. We'll have all...
Okay, I got the short straw on this one. Opening night of the Kings, I'm stuck doing a feature story on some murder that happened on Halloween night in 1926, and of a reporter, no less.
Hey, look out!
Are you the reporter, sir?
Yes?
We've been expecting you.
Halloween night costume party, eh?
I beg your pardon?
These get-ups. You'd think it was the 20s or something.
It's not the 30s yet, that's for sure.
October 31st, 1926, the night of the murder. And the person who was murdered was...
A reporter, eh? What are you doing a story on?
What? The swamp monster.
You shouldn't have said that.
Hear that? He's out there somewhere.
What did I tell you? You can't mention his name!
But it's too late now. He's free. We all know what that means.
They think it's after you? Why?
You're the reporter, aren't you? It was years ago. I was in love with the basketball star at Delta High. We did everything together, but my parents were against it and they made us break up. He was very upset. He disappeared into the Delta and lived there for years, his mind slowly unraveling until he became the swamp monster. Now, he's after me.
This guy's had it.
We must never tell anyone about this night, or the swamp monster will return. Will return. Will return.
Oh, I must have stumbled in here after the crash. What weird thoughts have been going through my head? Well, there's no story here. Car doesn't look too bad.
Going my way.
He eventually started playing for the Sacramento Kings. We've kept in touch.
What about ghosts, though? Have you seen any ghosts?
Well, I don't usually tell this story, but...
News, accounting, news, business, news.
Morning, Jeff.
Jonathan, I have a letter for you.
Thanks.
Dear Jonathan, strange things have been happening.
Please come. I'm scared. Love, Rebecca.
Tickets? Tickets, please. Gee, not too many people on this trip.
Nobody goes out this far anymore. Nobody.
Taxi?
Your turn, Teresa? Yeah.
Excuse me. You folks know how I can get to the old Varney house?
The Varney house? You don't want
Yeah, it's right down the street here. Can't miss it.
Hey, thanks.
Varney house?
Oh, I'm so glad you came.
Tell me, what's been going on?
Well, I moved in right after Uncle Al died, but I think the place is haunted by his ghost. It's the same thing every night. First the lights go out, then creaking floors, footsteps, and a horrible laugh.
Couldn't it just be your imagination? Just a thought. Let's go see what it is.
Well, Rebecca, I know you'll want some time alone with your uncle.
Don't go. I had to come back to find the strong box. I found it just in time. Quick, get it upstairs. Hurry, hurry. There's not a moment to lose.
Why, it's full of candy.
Who ever heard of a ghost story with a happy ending? We want a scary story.
This is the area where the gold rush got started, you know. And there is a tale they tell around the campfire up here.
They climbed on their horses, rode out of town, and were never heard from again.
Now let's hear a ghost story. Yeah, the one about the Ghost Riders. Yeah, the Ghost Riders.
The Ghost Riders? You don't want to hear that one.
Yes, we do.
Well, you won't go to sleep.
Please.
Okay. Well, not far from here is a ghost town. And every year about this time, two ghostly gunfighters relive the gunfight that took their lives on the main street of town. One One year, a reporter came to the town to see the ghostly gunfight for himself.
Seen enough.
I can't believe what I just saw.
Good, because no one else will either. And now that you've seen it, you can get.
Excuse me?
Just get. And no matter what you think you hear, don't look up in the sky.
Nice talking to you, too.
Quick, get in here!
Somebody's got to face him.
Not somebody. Him. Me? Why me?
They don't stop here unless somebody's watching them in the sky.
If you don't do it, they'll come after all of us. All right, fine, I'll do it. They're just ghosts after all.
Here, you better take this.
This works against ghosts? They're not real people.
They're not real bullets.
Oh. Say, anybody want to help me?
Do not forsake me, oh my darling. On this our wedding day. Ghost riders in the sky.
So if you hear the sound of galloping hooves or a TV news truck in the sky, don't look up. You might become a ghost rider, too. Pretty scary, huh?
It's positively frightening.
Frightening or funny, when it comes to Halloween, we've got it all at the Halloween Store. Now open at Florin Mall. The Halloween Store. Get there soon, or else.
You told us you spent the night in a real haunted house.
Yeah, don't you have any real ghost stories you can tell us?
I can tell you a real ghost story, all right. There used to be a hotel in a small town not too far from here.
I really don't want to get...
These women have come here tonight because each has, in some way, been touched by the ghosts said to walk these hallways.
I'll never forget it as long as I live because his voice was so weird.
Millie Jones used to own the hotel. She remembers when they discovered they had a haunted room.
I remember that because the gentleman who stayed in that room...
A hotel guest was awakened repeatedly during the night by a man telling him he couldn't stay in the room. The next morning, the hotel staff was shocked to hear a description of the intruder that could only fit one George Williams, a former hotel resident. The only trouble was, George had been dead for 8 years. He had died of a heart attack in that very room, number 4. Since then, George's ghost has been seen or experienced on a number of occasions.
Oh, I didn't believe in ghosts, and I don't want to believe it on them now.
But if that's true, why won't Loretta Tillery, one of the hotel's new owners, stay in the hotel past midnight?
I felt...
Sandy Smith lives in the hotel. Hired as the new manager, she knew nothing of the ghost. But then, one night...
We went to bed. Tammy, my daughter, was already asleep. I was laying there for maybe 5 minutes, and my door started rattling.
The new owners are in the process of renovating the building. Tonight, Loretta is working by herself in the kitchen of what will be the new restaurant. Her son, Donnie, is enjoying the notoriety he's achieved at school now that his mom owns a haunted house.
My mom found some pictures under a bed, and it has some people that you can see through coming up the stairs.
Tonight, Donnie and Loretta leave at 10. The hotel seems darker now, and with those two gone, more lonely.
just a few minutes past midnight right now, and we're going to walk down the hall here and go into the haunted room, the one that so many people have had a problem spending the entire night in. We're going to see if there's anything inside. Well, I don't feel anything, really. Nothing different. No? Guess George isn't home.
Back in our own room, we set up our tape recorder, so if there are any strange noises during the night, we'll capture them on tape. All that's left now is to wait and see if anything happens. Will the ghost put in an appearance? Early morning, we're awakened by a noise in the hallway. But when I go out to investigate, whoever or whatever it was is gone.
Well, we spent the night here, but I still couldn't tell you whether or not the hotel is really haunted. Still, there is something kind of eerie about this place. So if you like ghosts and spooky stories and haunted houses, wish you were here. Jonathan Mumm, News 10, Ione.
Okay, I messed up. I should have applied for the refinance on the house sooner.
We really needed the money by now.
I just never thought it'd take weeks and weeks to process a new loan.
Isn't there a faster way to borrow?
There must be an alternative.
There is an alternative. Spartan Home Loans. If as a homeowner you need funds quickly, Spartan Home Loans may be able to help. Call Spartan Home Loans at 485-5626. That's 485-5626. Spartan Home Loans. The alternative.
How do you spell party?
That's spelled A-R-S-E-N-I-O.
That's Arsenio. And he's going all out to make your weekend a perfect 10 with Bo Derek and Ursula Andress.
Don't miss it.
Funny man Rick Overton. Plus, a very special and very scary guest from the Friday the 13th movies.
Jason, ladies and gentlemen.
There's another hot one coming up on the Arsenio Hall Weekend Jam.
Arsenio Hall, tonight at 11:30 on Channel 10. Scratch. Watch for it. Saturday, October 28th at 7:30.
When you change your clock back this month, your fire department asks you to make another change that can help save your life. Replace the batteries in your smoke alarms and flashlights. Every year, almost 6,000 people are killed in fires. These safety tools can save your life, but only if they're maintained by replacing the battery at least once a year. When you change your clock, change your batteries too.
It's nearly midnight. I don't think any ghosts are going to show up.
They'll be here.
What makes you so sure?
You see that house over there? That's the Vineyard House. You ever heard the legend of that place?
We have rain in the forecast for this Halloween night, so be careful out there. Here's something to put you in the mood.
Oh, I hope it doesn't rain.
Michael Jackson.
I've got to take the kids out trick-or-treating.
What's the matter with this thing? Excuse me, my car broke down, and I was wondering if...
You can come in, but the phones are dead, and all the repair shops in town are closed. You'll have to spend the night. You're staying the night?
Sam.
Haven't you heard the stories about the Vineyard House? It's haunted. Mr. Chalmers used to own this place. According to the legend, he thought he was going insane and was afraid he was going to hurt someone. So Whenever this feeling came over him, he would ask to be chained up in the building's dungeon. Then, one night... he was found dead the next morning.
Well, what did he die of?
He died of terror.
Well, good night.
Pleasant dreams.
What do you think it is? What does it sound like to you?
Yes? Is everything all right, sir?
Just fine. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. Trick-or-treating. Let's go.
Listen.
It's midnight.
Think you are Linus waiting for the great pumpkin? This whole night was a big waste. Is it too late to go trick-or-treating?
Sorry, guys.
If you guys promise to carry books home from school next week, we'll share our candy with you.
Gee, I guess we must have overslept.